George Carlin, wasn't there a lot more leeway in that?
Our library catalog.
But then, what was it after the Janet Jackson thing? They went back to the other way.
Randy has been doing
That's
that
what happened.
before.
I remember watching some award ceremony and Bono walks out. And you know, live CBS, 8:30 p.m., whatever it was, drops the F-bomb.
He should know better.
I think he knew exactly what he was doing. But at the time, I don't think CBS really got in trouble because it was sort of this, which way are they going to go? It's never been really codified in law. It's just the law is sort of vague. You can't have obscene, indecent, pornographic.
Definitely changed since the 50s, 60s.
His father's saying he did that.
Right now, well, one in middle school. The thing that gets, this is what I think, the thing that gets me is, if you say the F word twice in a movie, it's an R-rated automatic. But you can go kill 100 people. PG-13.
Really?
I'm like, where is our...
Actually, I drew on myself.
How you doing?
Good. I taught till 7:30, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I got out of there and I broke a couple speed laws and flipped off 3
You
people,
made
so
it.
that went well.
Quota is met.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, no. Tom will show up in about another 4 minutes.
Cool.
You want to sound check the whole band before we do it, or?
Just check to make sure.
Hey, John, how are you?
Rained on?
What's that?
It rained on?
A little bit. No, I was teaching, so it was like, for me to get down here, it was like, no, I wasn't playing well.
You're going to have to turn the fan off now.
Yep.
Say this music and then like again like you're listening to there's just like a radio station has to you have to like say your name every like hour.
Yeah.
So in lieu of like the DJ just
Yeah,
saying
we'll live.
you're listening to whatever they call it.
Wherever monitors.
They would play that with their
You're wearing it here? No, you're not.
like,
What else? Those damn cymbals.
yeah.
Why are you freaked out?
Oh, I'm not going to play them that hard.
So that's the one
No, it'll be super easy. Yeah.
5 second delay.
On my way down the road, I was watching my friend play Lion King on Broadway right now.
No kidding.
He's live streaming it, which I sub for him on the show,
Cool.
which is cool.
My sister loves that music.
Here, Robin, you'll like this.
Medium's gonna be big enough.
That's him?
Yeah,
On Broadway?
yeah.
Holy shit.
It's so good. And I've
wow.
subbed for him on this show.
Oh, wow.
That's fun. You're actually, it's funny, you're in a recording booth, which is really weird.
Wow. An isolation booth, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh, how about
an
that?
isolation booth, and then you have
In the pit?
yeah, and you have a TV here, so you see the stage there, and then you see the director, the conductor right there.
Right.
So you get like 2 different TV screens you gotta look at. It's like a thing. Annabelle.
How about
So
that?
Robin,
Yeah.
in the monitor,
Oh, yeah, that's literally useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crank them if you can.
222.
whenever you're, so we're gonna go quiet.
Just do a sound check. We can do a check for you without the monitors.
Yeah.
2-2, yep. Hey, hey, hey. 1, 2, 2, hey, 2, 2, hey. Check, 1, 2. Great. You hear you ringing? 1, 2, hey, hey, hey. Yeah.
I don't really care what songs we're doing.
Love I Have for You,
Fine.
Fading of Winter. It's a good song. We do it well. And
Here she comes.
Here She Comes.
Cool.
Do you want to hear the whole band for sound check, or?
Love I Have for You, ready? 1, 2.
Wait, what are you doing?
Love I Have for You.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Bob?
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Put on the amp first, Robin. 1, 2, 3.
solo loud enough?
One, solo! Cool. Robin, you wearing your plugs tonight? Or? Okay, cool. Yeah, simple, just not high end. I think I have high end also with that. Just a teeny bit.
Wear your ears. Or I have these fold
Like it's-
things, you just put in just a little bit, take off the high end.
So wait, Phil's getting a digital board. I might be able to do ears this weekend.
You really should.
Because I think Lurvy's been pushing him towards that.
Yeah.
Lurvy uses them with Jamie.
Even the hip men use the ears now.
Yeah, Todd won't. Todd won't do it. But he wears plugs for everything. Jamie won't do it either.
Host now.
What's that?
Waiting for the host.
He's waiting for the host.
Oh, I thought you were the host, Bob. Bob, I thought you were the host.
Where's the
That's
engineer?
it. I'm out.
We're done.
No,
I
but
have before, but I usually like to prep a little bit.
I got out of there. Let's see.
Tom might actually be here. There's a bike right there. He may have done a quick pit stop. Oh, that's yours. Okay, Tom's not here. I knew he usually often rides his bike.
Yeah, I got on the interstate. I cut off 3 people.
I told you. My ESP was kicking in.
I cut off 3 people and almost ran 1 red light. So,
Hey guys, Robin right here.
I'm Robin.
That's me, Robin.
Nice to meet
Ian,
you.
how are
Nice to
you?
meet you, Ian.
John.
John.
That's me, John.
Nobody likes John. It's okay. That's the food. Did you stay up all night watching debacle last night?
I didn't know that already.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
Cora was a better
Yeah.
umpire. That's the other game. The argument was bunt play. He thought that Kepler was out of the bag of punch.
Yeah, I know, but
Replay saw Hunter going to substitute. So they ended up not calling it. And then that run that ended up, so then the batter in question ended up getting on and ended up scoring and prolonged the inning. So at the end of the game, he was just in the umpire's office screaming at him. We'll see. You know.
I had a friend who went to Red Sox game on his wedding night. His 10
Yeah,
years.
we've got ages, mate.
Oh, he got married a second time, like my age. The plan would go to a Red Sox game and then go out afterwards, and it was a 17-inning game. And I said stop because they didn't want to leave, but they can't drink after 7
You from the UK or something, Tom?
I am, yes.
What area?
I'm from Manchester.
Ah, my wife was born in London and grew up in Suffolk.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we were just there
What
last
happened to her
last
ex?
spring.
What happened to her
Well,
accent?
she's been here most of her life.
Okay, so it went away
When
after
she's
a
drinking a
while.
little wine and she's talking to her family, it all comes
Starts
back.
slipping out, yeah, same thing happens to me.
Yeah.
As soon as I get on Skype with my parents, it all just,
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
slips and...
Yeah, but you've been here too long. We're to the point where it's there. So
Yeah, yes.
right. So Zoe must have left when she was really young then.
She was.
Yeah. So it kind of faded after.
But she
a
had
while.
her, her junior high school years in England, so it comes back very easily.
That music stand up for a minute thing in the video. Yeah. No. This is such a crap to get, but they put good heads on it. I tuned it up. Sounds fine.
Oh, good.
You can pretty much make any sort of drum sound easy.
Sandra,
How you doing? We haven't met
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Annabelle. Nice
Annabelle.
to meet you
Hey, you don't meet too many Annabelles.
I know. Not too many spell it correctly either. So.
I'm Robin, John, Ian.
Nice to meet you. You guys sound awesome, by the way.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. We've been doing it for a little while.
Yeah, I can tell. I'd be surprised if you weren't.
Yeah. So how do you spell it?
It's Annabel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my friend saw it. My
My friends. My parents saw it in like this after
no,
this
okay.
French movie, and they
Oh.
were so blown away.
Well, I just finished watching Little Women, the Masterpiece Theater presentation.
Yeah.
It reminded me immediately of that. I don't think it had an Annabelle on it.
No, I've heard a lot of people say Downton Abbie. They think of that
Yeah,
when they hear my name,
of
which makes
course.
sense.
Yeah.
A little bit of time to like kill it.
What's that, Maddie?
No, it's not right
Oh, yeah.
We watched it twice. We get that.
Really?
We're starting thinking about doing it again because it's three of us like in the house. We just start episodes 1, season 1, just watch them all
It
again.
was great. Great show.
The movie's coming out. Probably not till next year.
Really? Making a movie.
Yeah, they had a problem with the movie because most of the stars of the show got to be stars. They're too busy.
Yes.
Now you spend good, you can do it.
So this show's like a half hour, an hour thing.
I mean, it's just a one, probably between 30 to 45 minutes. You know, if you guys got, I mean, you got 7 albums, 9 albums to do. But if you got like 4 songs, I reckon we can
Perfect.
expect that.
So if we do a fourth song,
I don't care, whatever you want, Robin.
do you have any preference? We've got
Well, we should probably do one off the new record because that's coming out,
We could. Or
or
got
promote
a new car.
promote the.
Don't do car. There's still a chance of missing it.
Let's do.
Everything.
I'm trying to think of one off other side. Could do criminal because that's you
Criminal investigation?
You could promote the new record. You know
That's the
that.
old record.
How do you feel about doing wild card?
Probably go with it.
Are you ready?
John,
Yeah.
how do you feel about doing wild card?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Hey, 8084.
How's the, except for this,
We'll probably now. I think we do something safer. See how much time we have.
This is WOM LP operating out of Burlington, Vermont, 105.9 The Radiator. I'm your host for this evening, Tom Proctor. It is a rocket shop, and with me tonight is the Robin Gottfried Band. Hello.
Hi there.
hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Would you like to go around and introduce yourselves first?
Yeah. I'm Robin.
I'm John, thank you.
That's Ian back there.
That would be the drummer.
That's the good one.
Well, we usually like to kick it off with a song, so we'd like to introduce it and take it away.
Great. Thank you. I remember the name of the title.
I love that.
Oh yeah. The titles all get blurred together. We're doing all originals tonight, but this is called The Love I Have for You.
Just
Alright, the love I have for you by the Robin Gottfried Band. So, you guys, we just previously mentioned, 9 albums. We've been going for quite a while now, collectively as a band and as a solo artist.
Primarily solo and previous round applicate, yeah.
So I read that you were from New York City originally and now in Vermont. So give me a little bit of background on your history as a solo artist and how this band kind of dovetailed into that.
Well, I moved to Vermont in '78 and immediately fell in love with it. I just could not believe the level of musicianship here. And coming from New York City, it was like, okay, Vermont, but absolutely incredible. The likes of, the Kilimanjaro, Dave Grippo, and all these, Chris Peterman, just wonderful lyrical, musical players. And so I felt like I fit right in. But I've been writing songs since I was 8 years old. I've always had music. Yeah, so 9 albums, working on a 10th, hopefully released sometime, maybe before Christmas, probably not till next year. I finally, after playing in a relatively successful wedding band for a number of years, like over 20 years, called the High Rollers, I decided, that disbanded, and I felt like, okay, one more time I need to give it a shot of doing original music, to see if I can take the necessary steps, see if they fall into place, and inevitably, wind up doing warm-up acts at the Flynn and the Fairgrounds and Higher Ground, and getting established as an original band, to see if we can, and of course starting out in the clubs. And what's absolutely astonishing is that I've been able to get us into clubs where normally people come to hear cover material, and they let us come back. We play. So it's like, wow. So that's very cool. I'm extremely grateful for these two guys to be with me. They devote a lot of time to learning these tunes, which are, as Ian likes to say, a little quirky, It's not all, just 4/4 time, and there are lots of different chord changes and phrasing. I've been influenced by Joni Mitchell and Little Feat, and they have some really interesting phrasing, and I've over time come to incorporate it in my writing. And these guys spend the time, despite their really busy lives, to spend the time to do it and get together and play it, and they just play with all their hearts. And I'm sincerely grateful. I thank them all the time. They don't get raises, so I have to thank them from my heart.
It's just as good. So you said you were performing in a wedding band for a number of years, and you're just kind of getting back out there again as an original band, or doing original pieces at least. What's different now versus when you were first doing originals in terms of the music scene in Vermont and the availability for original bands?
Well, I think that it's hard to ascertain that. You try to accept the way you are at a given point in. So 25, 30 bands in the era before the wedding band, and we were doing original material. I felt like at that time I was doing the best I could, and I think that's all we can ask of ourselves, to do the best you can at that time. Personally, I feel like my writing has gotten better, more in tune with what I think. When I hear something in my head, the emotion in my heart, I'm able to get it out better. I have a recording studio at home. I actually record at home, so I feel like I'm getting better in production and producerial skills. So as time goes on, I feel like my playing has never been. I'm very grateful for that too. I've been very, very lucky in that respect as well. So I don't know if I can really answer that question, but I think the most important thing for an artist is to be sincere, is to just do it the best way you can. Hopefully it reaches people, and they react in a good way, and who knows, maybe they'll even buy the albums and come to the clubs. You gotta be good.
The is a lot easier these days, or at least the ability to album is a lot easier these days.
Yeah.
You'll get log online and download it?
It's very difficult. That's one of the reasons. The interest.
And tell me how you three all got together in the first place.
Well, let me start with Ian. He was in that wedding band, also in an original band that we played. We used to play Nectars all the time. What was it called?
That's a good question.
Good question.
That's a good question.
And Nectar hated that name because people would call and say, "Who's playing tonight?" And Nectar would say, "Good question." And then they'd say, "No, really." He would come to me and say, "Why do you have to name that?" Anyway, Ian's father, Eric, played with the band on sax, and consequently, my albums, and the wedding band as well. Structuring his playing style on what he heard growing up. So he was just the natural element to join the band.
He would bring home tapes, and I'd learn them.
He would, yeah. So he was very conscientious as a child. And John here, what was it, Craigslist?
Yeah, I was just playing around in various cover bands, and I was just feeling the need to do something creative, something better and original too. And I actually answered an ad that Robin had put in for a keyboard player, and the email I sent him was, "If you ever need a bass player, give me a call." I've seen Robin before, but we didn't know each other. And so I actually put an ad on Craigslist, seeking out musicians who were dedicated to playing well and playing with each other and listening and communicating. And Robin saw the Craigslist ad and emailed me, not knowing that I was the one who had emailed him before about the keyboard player, because I've just been playing around Vermont for probably 20 years, same as Robin.
It sounds like you've been burned before a couple of times, and you have to put a Craigslist advert out specifying people who are.
Well, it's just I wanted to play with people who cared. I wanted to learn the songs. I was even looking for even a cover band that was going to be high quality, and I just wanted to play with people who were good.
And musicians in one sense or another, is that correct?
Yeah. We're not, except for Ian, not supporting ourselves totally with music. I fought off a day job till I was like 50.
Okay.
And I had to bite the bullet. And, yeah. So no, full-time jobs and.
Between, let's see, right now it's like 7 different bands trying to
challenge in and of itself. But
Yeah.
I'm not just playing gigs. I'm in doing recording sessions at my house. I'm doing lessons. I'm doing for people. So I'm subbing on Broadway sometimes. So it's trying to keep busy.
You have to diversify.
Yeah, I can't just play gigs.
Yeah.
Right. But still, I mean, being able to be a professional musician is no easy task. So,
No, not at all.
You gotta can't not do it.
Yes. We have a lot of musicians coming through here, and a lot of them are incredibly talented, and maybe 2-3% of them actually can support themselves.
And it's a very cutthroat where I have to make difficult decisions, but I always try to make the right one honestly, and do the best I can. There have been times where I get double booked, for example, and the great thing about Burlington is there's so many great players. A friend being like, "Hey, I messed up. Can you go play this? I'll take care of you. Help me out." Wonderful community in that each other as
It
well.
is, Burlington really does have an exceptional music community. It's not backstabbing. I haven't found backstabbing. Everybody very supportive.
I heard that a lot, and especially in other markets, especially the bigger ones like LA and Nashville
Yeah.
and New York. It gets pretty far more cutthroat than Burlington.
They make movies and write books about that kind
Yeah,
of
right.
I mean, I spent a couple summers in New York right out of high school, and it was, it's very cutthroat. I mean, I remember I would go down to jam sessions at the bitter end on Bleecker Street, and I would be the worst player in the room. You'd have guys coming off the street that would just blow your socks off, and it's just it's amazing. It's amazing scenes like that as well.
Well, I'd love to hear another song, guys.
Yep.
Would you like to introduce it and maybe tell me a little bit about it? It's all originals tonight. I'd like to know a little bit of
So, I always think, I remember this Paul McCartney quote, and Elvis Costello. It's like, they're right, And of course, I realize that all creativity is a result of suppressed neuroses, or so they say. But I guess a lot of the tunes are about relationships, about the wife of 33 years. She's definitely been an inspiration, that last tune.
What'd you do now, Robin?
Yeah. And we try to score some points back by writing a song. This next song is, I like writing pretty songs and trying different things, and so we're going to slow it down for this one. This is called The Fading of Winter. So I guess I had, Vermont, of course, and the delayed spring, and trying a different sort of bass concept, the way that instead of a standard line, you'll hear the bassist playing more of a vertical line than linear. Anyway, hope you like it. I can hear the wind blowing fast, moving limbs into the water. See the river past, and everything that waters. There's a boat trying
Well, we've got three band there, which is a little bit slower. That was a lot more soulful.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you
That was a real compliment.
do you find that winters, and one of which we just kind of it bursts these kind of soulful songs, or is this something you can come up with in the middle of August?
You know, where do ideas come from? Where do concepts come from? You know, it's an amazing process, and it's a fascinating process, songwriting, and I love it. I wrote this song called Quarantine. I was in Outlook, the email program, and there's a folder called Quarantine there, and it's like, that could be a song. So, so you never know where it comes from. Your life's experiences and influences are all around you. It's just a matter of somehow they come through you. And I love writing songs like that. I also love writing songs like the next one we're going to play, which is totally different.
Yeah, well, you say, these influences come from all around you. How has it been with, as a band, as a solo artist for so many years, now with a band, how is having that influence changing your songwriting?
Well, I've always played with bands. I've been a solo songwriter.
Mm.
So generally I'm laying parts down in the studio, track by track, and trying to be subjective and objective at the same time. And I do have friends, and Ian comes in to lay drums, and I have Chris Peterman again on sax who comes in to lay tracks down over the years, and other singers sometimes in bands, because I love this sound. I would love any keyboard players that sing out there that don't need to make a whole lot of money right now.
Boy, what a shameless
That
plug.
would be that would really complement the sound. I write a lot of the songs on the piano, so but right now just can't find it.
And how long have you had a home studio?
I'm sorry?
How long have you had a home studio for?
A long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because as I said, we have a lot, and being able to record at home is for a lot of people a very new
It's
thing.
huge.
Yeah.
It's only really become available to a lot of people recently because of how cheap it's become.
Yeah. I have a very understanding wife.
I mean, I've found as a session musician, most do not have the budget to go into a big studio these days. So in order to keep myself employed, invest in the gear to be able to record myself at home, files to different people around the country. And that's how a lot of people are doing records
There are
now.
videos now that are doing the same thing. I needed to do it because financially I felt like, it was like buying a house instead of renting. Make my own schedule. When Zoe doesn't want me to do something, you have to, it's a part. And so I write songs for her.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this new album then. Recording it in your home studio.
Yeah.
Is there an overarching theme of this album and from the earliest albums to this one?
I think I don't know if there's a real theme. I don't think it's a theme album. If you listen to my style of writing, you'll know that it's a Robin, it's Robin-esque. Yeah, it sounds just like one of your, and I really each song you try to do the best you can for it. And however that, I just recorded, Chris Peterman, the sax player, came in to lay tracks just last weekend. And one song I wanted to all of a sudden try Sting would have used, and then I found a patch that for a double bass, string bass, to add that bottom rather than just a regular bass. And all it is strings, and that's it. So try and do something different. There's another ballad that just had Ian doing just a kick. I did the egg actually, but so sometimes you want to try. Sometimes the stylistically, I think it's more like the first song. We kind of a lot of them tend to be odd measures. Phrasing can be a little quirky. Ian sometimes comes to the studio to learn the tempo, the way the kick drum and create this kind of funky melodic kind of. So, but it's it's a Robin album.
Was there a period of time where you kind of were maybe prog for a
There in the band, I a good question with his father. There were more arrangements writer in the band. If you looked at it, half of it would have been mine, half of it would have been John's. I also did an album with a Lesnar and wrote essentially, so a lot of the songs, actually, so me singing this was different in the whole, and the writing sometimes, I think, I remember, I think it was Paul McCartney again that, or maybe it was Elvis Costello, I don't know. But you get a thought in your mind and you go from there. And it's just a song, it's just incredible. I love watching the process.
Do you feel like you've got like a cache of songs already there, or
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. For over the years, or have you predominantly used most of the things that you've created?
We, for this band, we are playing clubs predominantly. More the funky, more the upbeat. In the middle of the set, you start with that premise.
Yeah, but the nice is there's a lot of songs to choose from.
There are a lot of songs to choose from. Send out, okay, here's some, you guys tell me which ones you feel like you'd like to do.
Do you ever find yourself retooling when you're 20 and...
Absolutely. And I love it when we get together to rehearse and these guys come in with ideas like, and that's one of the disadvantages of working alone, sometimes it's very cool. But, so yeah, that's why I love working with it. It just brings it to another level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear another song. Love to hear it.
So this one is also had Zoe in mind. We were down in the village, in the West Village one day in New York, and I was just hanging outside, enjoying the sun. We were in the bodega, a little grocery store, and crossing the street towards me, and it's just like, it was a warm feeling, So here she comes. What's it was perfect. I had her come into the studio, and in the second verse, comes to kiss my cheek, and in the studio, she was and said, "Hi, darling." I'm just perfectly. You can hear it on the track, but of course, can't do it here. So this is called "Here She Comes."
1, 2, 3.
Robin, Gottfried. As you guys are such veterans around the Burlington area, tell me a little bit about your live gigging. Which of the places that you really like?
I mean, this band has been together now, right? Primarily concert series and the festival, I think it to be. The Waters last year was that we had there, and that felt good. Red Square annual there has been really gracious for what was a relatively unknown band, and we've been there and we're going back. We'll be there in July, something like that. And so that's great. Nectar's not how we have. So it's been essentially clubs within clubs that people come to listen, and that's good because likes to say we're a musician's music. It's stuff that is you don't hear all the time. The likes of Larry Carlton were around before the Steely Danish kind of thing. So I'm not just doing pentatonic stuff. And the songs are, I think they're damn child from 60s, 70s where you dance to everything and anything, So I'm not a dancer anymore. Very frustrating for her, but it doesn't come out that way. So I'm just trying to take things step by step to make them popular. I know one thing, we're getting tighter. We're just playing for tables and chairs. This band is really consistent and continues to sound good regardless. And I think and I don't know if we love each other, but I think we respect and really like each other, and that's important. I think that comes across, right?
Absolutely.
That's the important thing, I think.
Well, I think you really need to realize the band can't go very far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've known Robin since, and that's not an exaggeration. I have since I was very, very young. So when I came in, it was very second nature. I didn't, 75% of them, I've played this before.
You knew them already.
So, yeah, I mean, it's comfortable with Robin. We've worked together a lot, whether it be me sitting in somewhere with one of his gets, I'm there.
It's true. I turned Ian with Sylvan, and John is just a consummate professional. He knows, he comes prepared. Vocal harmonies are learned. My job's so easy.
Being such dedicated musicians, do you find yourself practicing together a lot? Very little. Very little.
We prepare. So we'll learn 2 or 3 songs when we decide it's time to learn some new songs, whether it's originals or maybe a cover, but only our favorites. We do several. We do Delbert McClinton, here and there, and it's so we don't have to really rehearse that much.
Do you have what makes a favorite cover for you guys? Because you to still have a few. I feel like there must be a certain kind of similar vein running through them.
Well, I'll tell you one thing frustrates not all musicians or not. I've become very selective. I've been very selective for a long time. Something, they want to hear harmony. They want to hear lyrics that work with the notes, that work with the groove, and there are certain artists that have done that for me over the years. It started with even Paul, his writing, and the Beatles and Joni Mitchell, and Sting, Bruce Horn, a major influence on me at one time. It was playing like Jerry Garcia for getting me out of that. Steely Dan, Royal Scam album. I'm actually, some friends invited me to do a Grateful Dead thing up in what's it called, August. So I got to get all my Jerry licks. John Mayer's playing with those guys? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So artists like that are, Little Feat. God, the footwork and the grooves, the groove and the way the bass and the kick drum work, it's fascinating for me. And those are the things I want, like the 3-chord songs. Though there are subjects, like Just Ill, Whenever You Come Around.
Can't say I am. I should look them up though.
Pretty eyes that shine, and like weeds, and I lose my all this peace won't come, I'm so to death. When you of this mouth, the world comes upside down whenever he comes in. I lose my breath. I could never write lyrics. And so, you know, yeah, I don't know. So
I love that Ian stepped right there.
everything,
Yeah.
that was part. He knows it. He knows it all.
And that was so nice too. You know, when it came time for me to do anything, I just came in and played. You know,
Yeah.
and that was what was so nice that asked me to do this. You know, I remember towards the later days of the wedding band, and I distinctly know. I know the band's not gigging that much. You know, it's kind of getting to the end. Have you thought about it? And he said, perhaps. I was lucky enough to get the call to do it with him last. You know, a lot of songs that and albums.
And we do some off the you know albums. There are some good tunes on it. Latin tuning that we incorporated into the set list. My white boy set. I grew up in Washington Heights, you know, so I heard it a lot.
Certainly must have got some influence.
Yeah.
Talk about one more song, but I'd love to know where you're gigging, band related.
We would. I mean, if you put it on your social media, it's difficult to put the good word in. Vote for us in the 7 days north. You know, we're just trying to get greater notoriety. Or about how do you get the word out there, and how do you do all that stuff with.
Well, you come into big heavy world.
Yeah. For you guys having us, this is. But I didn't really have the vehicle, so.
Well, you're and yeah, you guys are very.
Thank you. Hopefully you'll have us back.
Oh, please.
My schedule?
Oh, right, thank you. So, all right. July, it's a Sunday. So we've been playing usually Wednesday or Thursday, so tonight, Nathaniel's letting us get closer and closer to a weekend night where we don't have to work. So Sunday, July 7th from 7, not past your bedtime, come for the first set. And we'll be next in the is on tap on July 20th from 5 to 8. We'll be out in Jericho, August 9th. But you can go to the site. We expect to see you at a gig time.
I'll be there. Especially Red Square.
Outside.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be outside. Yeah. It's a
See
blast.
you on Church Street,
Really. And Nathaniel does a great job with the sound.
Yeah.
He's a pleasure to work with.
Yeah, just support live music. If you do, you'll probably see me somewhere.
How many bands did you say you were with?
7,
7 bands.
somewhere in that.
Want to try it? It might be a little bloody. We can try it, I guess.
Good idea. Seeing as that's off the next record.
I guess we'll try. I guess.
So drops, let us know and come in.
Absolutely.
And we'll promote that as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a song that we just learned a couple of weeks ago, so it may be slightly bloody. Off the new album, Wild Card. This is just a lark. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I remember the lyrics.
Brother Gottfried band, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
No worries, anytime. We've got Bishop lately, so that's going to be, and then also Thomas Gunn will be making an appearance next Wednesday, same time, same place, 8 o'clock. I've been your host, Tom Proctor, for this evening. Good night. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
How'd you like my fat clam at the end of that?
God! Ah,
Solid though.
man. Nice kick.
Yeah. It's a fun. Good. Put good heads on it. Tune it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, qualified. Now,
They're fine. You know, I mean, consumables. But yeah, they're fine. You know, kind of get away with having less shit. You see who's in a high quality snare drum and really nice cymbals, so that helped. Yeah, this one's cool. It's they call it the effect cymbal, the FX.
You see the position, health, and rapid.
nice meeting you, John. It's really nice hearing it, too.
Are you trying to outsource your job?
Keep us in. Benefits. We don't do a whole lot of direct programming.
Okay. Well, actually, 9 a.m. here, and we'll start gathering stuff up and head it over. I'll bring.
We tried to do it, so.
But I got a light clock, so
We'll get some.
Yeah, we have a couple offers, but.
It's always
I'm gonna drive people with development.
What is that?
I am gonna be
Believe it or not, I get to drive.
I was working. Yeah.
You know that downtown road.
did you ever talk to them?
That's the bottom of my street.
But that printer's is funky, so.
Yeah.
Feldman's opened up down there.
I had a friend who I sent some stuff. He really liked it. He was like, "Oh, you gotta let me know." And he had like just had a baby, so I should check back in.
Open up another bagel.
As long as you provide them close to
Can't believe I almost dropped my pick.
I know. Shit. You know, it's funny though. Those stories reminded me of how long we've worked together. It's kind of shocking. It's like, oh my god, I was like 10. No.
It takes
More bed in general. Home bed.
Toasted bread with butter on it. I'm a simple man with simple pleasures.
My roommates. I got to anyway. Well, hey, seeing you guys. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks again, Tom.
Yeah, I'll check you out some point. Next time, that sounds good.
Thank you. See ya.
it sounds
Oh, Phil tried to find us on the radio, no luck.
Bread with olive oil, with garlic mash, pepper mash,
It just takes one person, one contact.
tomatoes and stuff, and I love tomatoes. And she did scrambled eggs,
You know, I probably owe you a
slice
beer.
of tomato out of the garden, and a little bit of salt, and then just the thing, and like just little sandwiches. So
Does she make scrambled eggs the Gordon Ramsay way? By the way, what do you think of Gordon Ramsay?
I mean, I love them. I love them. But she makes them. She makes them her way. I don't know. She just makes eggs.
Watch Gordon Ramsay's instructions on how to make scrambled eggs and get some creme fraiche to do it right. And oh my
Have you seen that show, The Great British Bake Off?
Oh,
that
yes.
show's so good.
We were just watching it like last night and the night before. It's like, what? I mean, even I kind of enjoyed it. Zoe loved it, but I was like,
Well, the thing I liked about it is it wasn't so in-your-face competitive, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like all the people were there, you can see in
supportive
the
of
background,
each
they're kind of
other,
helping each other, you know?
yeah,
Thing to
absolutely.
put pipes in and New Year's Eve. Oh no, that's safe.
Yep,
That's not
it
safe.
did. Okay. And I was marking what all I needed to bring.
Three. Yeah.
Do those seem like the right choice of songs, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, my dad was actually listening. He's from back in Pennsylvania, and he's
Yeah.
like, I'm loving this. I'm jamming out here.
Oh, cool.
He was having a great time.
Excellent. All right.
Wait, your dad what?
My dad was,
Oh, online.
yeah, he was online.
Good. You're never really sure, you know.
Yeah.
Well, for the life of me, I can't figure out. Like I get the stats from the podcast, and they seem to change. But if it's to be believed, we get 500. I don't know. So, hey, something.
Can only help.
Exactly. That's the toughest part, is getting people out. And then when they're out, you can't tone down, pay attention. What's going on?
Robin, when you guys feel loaded up and packed up enough to chill for pictures, let me know, because I'm gonna hang out until you guys are.
Oh, no, we can get that done.
You wanna do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on over this way when you're ready.
Sure.
That's
Susie and
Canadian. Are you doing stuff on Friday? Friday, yeah. Want to be here at 9? Open it up? Or you
Ian!
and then I'm going to get bagels for Friday.
Look, I normally don't get up until like 11. I may take that. Just for you.
We'll have fun. We'll have fun. I told you, I've had a cardinal training to get out of
You have a cardinal tree.
Say hi to Phil.
Seriously, I have a cardinal.
Yeah, Robinson.
Hey,
Right
Phil.
outside the tree right outside my window, and I keep
How you doing?
nice out now. And
Oh, well, thanks for the effort. I
In-
appreciate that.
2 mornings ago,
We gotta.
they're loud.
Okay, great. Talk to you soon.
And he did that.
All right,
and
pal,
it was
I'll talk to you
quiet,
later.
All the other birds, they started.
Peace.
I think that was the night too. I wasn't. This is not working out.
I think I messed it up again.
You're close.
I'm getting, I know that hand motions, I just,
That one's
I
backwards.
can't feel it, yeah.
So we're gonna bring all the mic stands, all the mics. We're gonna bring that. We're gonna bring. And we're gonna get Annabelle. I don't know. You weren't standing there when I spoke to him. We're getting a rental.
Oh, the rig? The iRig?
A rental of advanced music.
Oh, really?
A little bit of an upgrade from what we're used to.
I heard that. My mind was Is the heavy world, is this one going to
So,
Which one is that? Doesn't have the encore on it at all.
that one, we're trying to bring that.
That one
But I do want to bring that.
Okay.
It's going to be all mics on deck. I just made it up right now.
I posted on Facebook for the first time today in like a very long time. And
You're
now,
ahead of me. I've never posted on my personal Facebook.
it was just because I like was thinking of something today, and I was like, I feel like this is like a platform to like get my opinion out there. And then now there's just like a fight in the comments, and I'm like, oh no, I started
Guys
this.
made a mistake.
Just like grab it like this,
Yeah.
and then
No, something's not right. Hold on, I got it. Let me go.
yeah, I need to like
That way. Okay, that's fine. Start that way. First one is a twist like this as you come up. Twist. You see, I'm taking this, I'm twisting this.
oh.
That it goes. And I would make smaller loops. I mean bigger loops. Not that small. But I'm trying to say.
Also,
Then
if
like
you could
this.
send me-
And then bring it up. So you're.
This, and then it goes up.
And something still different. mine was on minions. Start over again.
Whoops.
So. Reach about there. And then I just take it and twist it. Like that. Okay, that one's good. Hold that. Here's looks like mine, right?
Yeah.
And like this.
Go
Step
like
at a
this.
time. And then these knuckles are touching. You're still doing something different than
I'm
that.
doing. Wait, yeah. I need to.
I think the way that I think of it,
You're good.
That was-
That you did. And then just pass it into the hand that's up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I take my hand, it's like this, I flip it,
You just flip
and then
it.
I bring it up.
Okay. Man, I'm glad there's no classes on this at Champlain. I would have failed immediately.
No, you would stand there until you got it right.
Imagine
That's what I
Walter,
do.
imagine Walter being like,
Poor
alright,
Walter.
this is gonna be your final, you have to learn how to do this in 5 minutes.
You know, you had to do like the
what
southern
class does this
southern riff.
person teach?
He teaches sound studio production and advanced like sound studio production.
Yeah, advanced audio.
So that's
My daughter will not.
I love
Game
it.
programming, don't think they do.
no.
Game programming is like the gaming. That
Okay,
game
the game-
thing is a terrifying major. It kills people.
The game programs
Great.
are insane.
I've
they
seen
are
them cry.
Insane what?
they're so difficult. I will like I am the only non-game major friend in a group of game majors. I have seen so many breakdowns. To be fair,
Yeah. How much do you want to die?
What year are you?
which
I'm going BC.
which game are you?
Jason Davis.
I mean like okay. Yeah,
Some people follow those games really close, so I don't know if that's
No, like, I'm one of the, like, my friends are a bunch of game artists, so, like, I have a basic idea of how the game program works, and, like, all I know is they want to die all the
yeah,
time.
it's
Were you at one of those orientation panels?
where?
The Champlain in an auditorium? I don't know. It all kind of ran together.
I don't think so.
I would assume you would know because you would be sitting up front with like 3 or 4 other people.
What major does she want to be specifically in game?
Game program.
Oh, my friend is game programming.
Yeah.
He actually likes it, but that's interested in coding, and that's a lot of it.
Well, that's where I'm kind of like, I'm not sure about this. Like, you really like to code, yeah? How come I don't see you doing it that often?
If you like to code, then she's gonna thrive.
I'll be honest with you, I applied to Champlain as a game design major, and I didn't get in. And it was the best decision of my life to not be a game
Okay, so
designer.
here's the funny thing. There are, from the high school alone, like 5 kids. This is just right down here. 5 kids, plus there's in the other couple high schools that there's some COD program. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, there's a bunch of.
I have that one
There's
already
like
up.
10 people.
I have that one.
Yeah, we're gonna meet in the middle. That does not work. They're from like the same group going into Champlain. It's crazy.
Yeah, because, so,
I don't know, like, how did they all get in? I was just surprised that there were that many kids in one high school.
I'm not surprised. I feel like Champlain is kind of really thirsty for students right now. Yeah, I always have been.
They found a niche though. Doing a lot better than a lot of others.
Don Lockman's leaving, which is
I know,
crazy.
it's devastating. What are we gonna do that'd be big on your life?
What are we gonna do without his Ben and Jerry's kickoff of the year?
What are we gonna
ice
do
cream
without his
parties?
dogs? That's the real question. What are we gonna do without
Dogs?
his dogs? He
If
has 2
I
dogs.
if I
What do the
replace
dogs
him,
do?
do I get his wine cellar?
Apparently.
Oh yes, I'll take his older kids in. For
What
finals.
do the dogs do?
He just has some dogs. Like he and his wife have some dogs.
Unique looking dogs.
They just bring them.
They just bring him to events and they're adorable.
I can bring one very naughty dog.
And that's good enough.
And
Take any dog.
And another dog that's a puppy and so naughty that way too.
I'll take them all.
Okay, here's the
and
thing
they
though.
don't
about
like it. They
Bubba.
don't get along necessarily. And the big dog, the old dog's the little dog, and the big dog's the young dog.
This one's not that great.
He's scary.
I'll give you this. This one's not that great.
What, that one?
Yeah,
Looks,
it's a little messy.
the big dog's scared.
I love big dogs.
I grew up with.
He's like half pit bull, quarter Akita, and quarter golden retriever. And so it's got all this funny stuff. That very a head, but the head looks like a lab. It's so hilarious.
I love.
Pictures.
I have.
Want to see Conehead?
Yes.
I have a thing
Because
for
it just
labs.
goes on.
Because I grew up, the very first dog my parents ever had when I was a baby, she was a lab. Her name was DJ, called her Big Mama.
Meanwhile, what the heck? CBD biscuits for your dog that are $26 a bag?
That makes
Are
a
we
lot
crazy?
of sense. CBDs.
But then I found Bernie Weiss.
Bernie Weiss cream.
These are the tomatoes I planted. I have a good balance. My daughter. So there's Conehead, my daughter.
Aww.
And my youngest one, actually. There's
Oh,
Conehead.
Conehead.
Conehead. So sad. I don't know why.
So cute.
I'm trying to find it. Look, there's my tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
I don't know. Oh, wait. There he is. Look at him.
You have the most dad photos on your phone. It's so funny.
Really?
It makes
really great.
sense.
Oh, wait. What's his phone? No. Come on, man.
A Bernie Rabbit.
Well, look at the rabbit right there.
That's a rabbit.
Aw.
I have a video of my cat who, mind you, my cat does not have front claws. She was declawed. Not okay with it, but whatever.
Yeah.
She's old. It happened a long time ago. I have a video of her. I got home from work last summer one day.
It's like you had a tech.
And I saw her laying in the grass. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, no.
And I get closer and she's carrying a little baby bunny. But it's alive. I'm like,
Oh, that's nice.
idiot, how did you get this bunny?
They're easy to get.
But like, it's not like she has like claws to like
My
hold
dog
it.
got it.
And so, she just is sitting there with this scared baby bunny at her feet, and she's just
And
looking
they
at me
squeak.
like, look what I did. She's like, look.
I had a cat did it all the time. Have you ever seen Sabayuma? Anybody? You gotta go see Sabayuma. Check out Sabayuma. Ready? Sabayuma! They're the local. Short one. I don't know. For some reason, I had a problem with it. They are Sabayuma's ever playing those seasons. They've been in here.
That's a lot of people for our
The son, Jesse, Graham, and
This is my cat, catching the bunny.
Sabayuma. And this was another good one as well. So what kind of keyboardist are you looking for? Male, female, warm with you?
Oh, definitely not female. We're a very sexist band.
Finally, sexism comes back. I'm waiting.
Don't listen to anything I say. That's what Robbie and
The,
shit.
the performer needs to be
And someone to perform regularly.
to perform in the band, yeah. I mean, depending on the person, if they wanted to, I'd certainly have them in the
Oh
studio.
my god!
So I didn't have to.
That's
Have
so
you seen Honey and Soul? New 3 young ladies here. Great harmonies. But so they can do harmonies. And I don't have her playing the keyboard. This is pretty short.
And like we'll go outside on their
She plays keyboard.
He loves the cat. Like doesn't know that he's playing. Like he genuinely thinks he's like a predator.
Well, I mean,
so,
the
like,
first
he's not
thing
scared of anyone.
To decide
He
whether she
has to
likes the
play
material.
The cat will, like,
Oh, yeah.
swat
Sorry.
the
She can read
like,
charts.
thinking that their
You know, we need a
dog
certain
has, like, to a bad
level
cat,
of
like,
expertise.
no,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't want to have to teach. They need to be able to read a chart, know the chords.
Yep.
Not that my parts are really difficult,
cats with people.
but if I say play a major 7/9 chord, they need to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of hard.
That's how I
Fine.
see it.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's one thing I hate doing. Breaking in like, oh, let's rehearse a bunch.
Well, and you
so
got to
that-
try it. You got to try it. So,
The thing is that there's really no money. These guys are really devoting to doing
for
it,
the love of it.
and they're being very nice in the hopes that it'll pay for us. But
The music industry right now is bizarre.
you have to do it, or
Well, I'm just here so Robin can say he did it before he died.
yeah. And also,
Not really. Actually, I do like that.
and also that if we do get a break, or we do get a big gig, we'll be ready. We'll be tight. We'll be ready.
Yep.
So.
And how do you
I think it'll be
how
fine.
do you get it all out there? You know, and in
Yeah.
front of the right people.
That's right. I mean, again, they write books, they make movies about that kind of thing,
And sometimes it's plain old serendipity.
Yeah, karma, luck.
Somebody knew somebody who happened to be watching
Connections.
something or listening to
Right,
something. and-
exactly. And that's one of the reasons we're doing the show tonight. Maybe. I should have said, damn it, I wanted to say this over the air, was, my intent is to write a good enough song that no matter what kind of music you like, you're going to say, huh, good song.
I'm going to stop and listen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I try to do. Right?
There you go, Robin. You blew the damn thing.
Damn, and I almost dropped my pick in the last solo.
What you did.
Christ, Robin.
And so, how does this all work? Because I've always wondered, how do certain songs from not famous artists end up on TV shows or in movies and stuff? Is that
You have a...
Honestly, it's
Well, you have a publisher.
it's a grassroots.
I have a publisher. She just hasn't been able to do anything. A movie, I don't know what movie, she doesn't give me specific, but there was a song off the last album that they were looking at, thinking about.
That's so cool.
so
They
close,
would say
but-
which movie?
No, but,
Not
but it
until
wasn't
they're
picked
gonna-
up. It wasn't picked up. But even the
So it was on a
chance
list,
of it
they
was like,
were-
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It gives you hope. It's like gives you hope.
There's
And
Well,
no,
you never know when it may come back
And
around.
unless you do it, there's no hope at all. So you have to keep writing. You have
they're
to
like
keep
a
doing it.
local band here in Burlington. I think all these college guys, and they just had a song, 99 Neighbors.
Oh yeah,
Their
yeah.
song was on
rapper.
an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Well,
It was crazy.
Death.
I don't remember
the
what
Hamiltons. I was watching
I
Ash
was so
versus Evil
distracted by the
Dead,
fact that they go on like a big
which is
show.
some silly old show, and came on in the middle of it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
There you go. And
Just take one.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've done my fair share of demo sessions too, where it's a songwriter trying to pitch their song to, whether it be Carrie Underwood, Taylor Swift, whoever, trying to get their song recorded by one of those people. 'Cause, I mean, those people who are putting out on the radio like that, they're not writing their own material.
We're gonna make a file here because we're gonna put them in the right bin. Did you ever read the article about the Swedish songmakers?
No.
I can't remember. It was in something like either Medium or The Atlantic or something, but it was a small group of Swedish producers who were writing an awful lot of these hit songs and had it was formulaic to some extent. But look at how songs have changed. You don't get 45 seconds to build into a song. You gotta get the hook in the first 10 seconds, otherwise people click and move on.
Well, it's like, the country artist I'm playing with now, he has songs on OKO, and we're opening up for large touring acts, and yeah, I mean, it's, when he writes a song and he sends it down to Nashville to get it, recorded, it has to have a hook, and those guys down there are absolute pros at just, bang. And in most situations, when,
That's nuts.
yeah.
My mom said she and a bunch of friends of hers visited Nashville for like the girls' weekend, and they would go to like bars and
Yeah, down on Lower Broadway, yeah.
And she was like, just the musicians were incredible.
Oh yeah. Go to any shithole on Lower Broadway, you'll see guys with fucking songs.
Do you want this key to go on that feet?
Yep.
I'll just start writing.
Jim, do you know, is there anything going on here tomorrow night?
There may be big because it's one of the first round.
I'm gonna take this out,
Oh.
because this is a bit of a mess. That's gonna save us space.
Bob, would you provide Annabelle with the mic that she can use with the iRig to get into the settings while she's doing
When? Friday? We are bringing all of our mics in. We'll have all that. Yep. Let's fix it up.
The iRig will arrive tomorrow, so I want Annabelle to have access to all the parts she needs to do.
And we may or may not use it depending on what I set up this thing. But this will let us plug into that box. And you can have the box on stage with the mics going in and one cable coming back. But it only has, that one only has 6, so depending we might, we do have a couple longer ones, we might just string a couple together, but it'll save some. You can see this one. This is what happens when you don't. Wire. What am I trying to do? Coil and record.
You know, I did records in New York for a bunch of people, and it's like, you know, it's funny, you know, 'cause it's different when there's a hired guy, and I just, you know, go ahead and track it, and it's, done, and then, like, when I was working for Disney extensively, when they had all their Disney, like, pop stars, Disney shows, I did some studio work for those folks.
That's why the operation had that.
Oh my god, so many fucking contracts I had to sign.
I think they have more lawyers than anything else.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how many people. Like, there's a couple songs that I was actually on that ended up in like Camp Rock movie and stuff like that.
Oh my god!
You know.
I was in love with Camp Rock.
Me too!
I remember, actually, my sister and I went to like one of those like
In past, like, I can kind of talk about it. You know, the song "This Is Me" by David Lovato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that.
You're on
It's a
that?
pop.
Yeah.
That song is a pop.
So I played on that track. The thing was, they wanted to do the thing with the dance.
Actually, I could tell that
Thank you again.
when I
Thank
was
you.
watching.
Yeah, so what's going on with this album?
Yeah.
I was watching.
New one? You're working, okay, so it's 9 months,
And I hope in 6 months.
6 months, okay.
Yeah, no, it was.
We've been.
No, I didn't, we've been recording. December gets busy, but
Work with them.
one time to come back.
One night big
Bring it.
You have 15 seconds. But Instagram started like, what's the old man doing? Why do you I work with stuff.
Goodbye, Robin.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, all of that stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, you'd be fascinated, but Swedish music is like a production.
Find who were
Let's see if I can.
seen on the Letterman show. And that's just, that was such an operation too. You know, all the musical guests that they had, and all the people they had to back up. And, you know, I played them a few times. So it's one of those, you know, what I'm doing now here because it's affordable.
Yeah.
You know, in New York for a little while, and I said, you know, it was cool. In order, not in a slum. You know, it's 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
And even then, you're
Well placed. I live just outside of Burlington. I have my for people, do that, and then very often I'm traveling to New York to sub online.
Oh my god!
So that happens here and there. So I don't do that all the time. There's 5 subs down here. So every once in a while I'll go down and do it.
Wait, so I missed maybe what you said. Sub on.
Like my beam. And he goes, it's got it for the show. Did the show. Actually, nice. Yeah.
You know when you'd be in the shower and you're like, David, always like,
So that's be like. It's really tight. That one shows me what's going on.
wow.
He was stopped it. He was still
Really, the way they're putting it through. And then they go and shop it. And
no, but like, down. This song kid,
yeah,
there's a local country 15-minute country hit.
it's amazing.
Marie Gentry, so you know, from there, you know, so now, but yeah, once you sell a song, that's that, or, you know, song, it's a hit song, you're gonna make way more. You know, I know, some people, I mean, does not pay, and there's a lot of guys, and it's weird, there's a lot of people, and I will, being a does not pay what you think. You're the clients for money, like who are massive, spend money with an artist for a while, and then spend money like they were the friends playing with that 2005 house. This kid, money, and he's teaching, and then he's back. You got it? Find that. New York.
Yeah, you can
ask you the favor because
mail it.
none of us are drummers.
I'll phone.
Could you help us put the cymbals on the cymbal?
Yes, I'll do that for you.
Thank you. And I'm going to look over your shoulder so
You're
that
hysterical. I love it. So you need it. I'm like, come on, it's not that hard. No, wait, no. Right.
I wish I had a but in the choir. So now anytime I hear anything, I'm like, oh, I have to.
And in a lot of ways, a lot of those records you not necessarily, they're done. And I mean, actually, most of the stuff I have, I know a lot of people. They I've been playing with Jason at Inception. It's recorded. You listen to like really track.
Yeah.
And then it's the vocal. It's like, and that's crazy. Symbol.
Is there?
This also works fine. Just
That's not.
that one if you listen.
Oh.
It's funny.
Like I was at 5 days, I guess. And we create thing that becomes what? Hold it in here, like and I would scroll down the pod and then I go down. There. If you more comfortable. You won't, but take your the other text and I really learned it. I'm good at it. Yeah. For you set storage. Yep. Should have a logo.
Give it all the way.
Oh wait. I'm trying.
See y'all.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Hammer. Oh, there it is. You did. Security camera. Oh. What a good night. I wouldn't say I was concerned, but I was attentive to the idea that the group would be demanding technically. because they were paying what seemed like critical attention to things.
No, but in a good way.
And yeah, I'm happy for how it turned out. I'm gonna leave that's just staying.
Are you are you taking pictures at the library?
If I do, it'll be with my phone because the camera doesn't do good in low light and movement.
Well, it might not be that low a light though. We're in the main rooms.
Yeah, well, my phone will take better pictures than this thing, is what I'm saying.
But you might have more light than you think in the main room because it's daylight and they got that big window. So it's a possibility, I'm saying.
Well, I was gonna prepare a merge table, and Zach is gonna staff it. We are, I think, off the table at the library. They arrived today, not in time to mail to site coordinators. You know, here we are. Our crew will wear them.
Yeah, I'll wear the one I have and sell it. If it does, if we end up not selling them all, if there's one left over, then I'll take them.
Okay.
Sell it first. I've got one.
Well, if you like it, take another one.
The one I have is very close in terms of color.
You good?
Yep.
Good. The drill goes into the cloth bag here.
I feel like I'm missing that forget.
Any bits laying around the tools will go in the toolbox. And we'll try to get our stuff picked up so that when Jake comes in and paints, there's no slobber on our precious shit. Project, paving below and above these, except for that one because we got to finish up. Not tonight, I mean, it's just, I'm just talking out loud, stuff we're gonna be doing.
Samba Takata is not.
No, they're Monday, Tuesday.
Did you stop the YouTube stream?
Yep.
Just like to put our easily transportable bin of microphones